This is Motoring Today, the Philippines' leading and longest-running weekly TV and online magazine dedicated to motoring news and features. I'm Wee Gamboa.
And I'm Tin Gamboa. Here's a sneak peek at this week's exciting features.
On Motoring Forum, we shall discuss the cancelled Makati subway. Our road safety reminder in the Young Street Smarts portion centers on rules regarding traffic lights. This week's Spine Chuperas will be about wearing a proper uniform of PUV driver. Showcase this week shall have a subcompact sedan from Mitsubishi, the Mirage Z4. While for race weekend, we shall have the highlights of the 2025 Motorsports Carnivale.
This week's edition of Motoring Today features all of this, along with the latest updates in transportation and traffic management, and advancements in the automotive industry.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. Let's dive into the latest news and updates about transportation and traffic management in the country. Authorities are finally pushing through with the full rehab of EDSA this June, and people are assured that this won't affect their daily commute as feared. The government plans to add between 100 to 200 buses to the EDSA busway aimed at relieving commuter congestion while the metro's major thoroughfare is being rehabbed. The addition of these buses is intended to provide commuters with alternative transportation options, reducing reliance on personal vehicles during the rehabilitation period. The rebuilding of EDSA is scheduled to commence in mid-June, marking the first significant renovation of the thoroughfare in 45 years. Authorities have assured commuters that the EDSA busway will remain operational throughout the duration of the highway's rehabilitation. We will have to wait and see if these initiatives will work to mitigate the effects of EDSA being fully rehabilitated. We pray it will, but many, particularly motorists, still fear Carmageddon. Meanwhile, another initiative to mitigate the effects of the EDSA rehab aims to benefit motorists rather than commuters: toll-free Skyway segments. The EDSA rehabilitation is expected to take 18 months, leading to heavier traffic. To help ease congestion, the Department of Transportation is discussing toll suspensions on parts of the Skyway that will serve as an alternative route.
Alam naman natin magta-traffic yan ng sobra-sobra. No? Alam natin yan. Hindi natin itatanggi yan. Kailangan maintindihan ng mga kababayan natin yan. Ang proposal natin is habang rini-rebuild ang EDSA, ipapalibre natin yung segment ng Skyway para dadaanan ng tao imbes na dumaan sa EDSA.
The DOTR, the DPWH, and the MMDA are formulating traffic management plans to inform the public about upcoming changes. The MMDA also expects to improve traffic flow with the return of the No Contact Apprehension Policy, or NCAP, using CCTVs for monitoring rather than physical stops. Penalties will be standardized under a single ticketing system, ensuring fair processes. The EDSA busway will also remain exclusive for buses. At the same time, the DOTR is enhancing busway stations for better accessibility, including installing functional wheelchair lifts. Motorists and commuters should brace themselves for a difficult second half of the year for moving around in the metropolis. There's no escaping the impact of the EDSA rehab. Continuing, it is set to begin in October, but the repair of the Guadalupe Bridge is another thing worrying authorities and the motoring public. Some anticipate ancillary effects. A portion of the Guadalupe Bridge along EDSA is set to be temporarily closed to traffic by October 2025 for rehabilitation. The rehabilitation and retrofitting work is expected to last at least 18 months. This is expected to lead to significant traffic congestion across EDSA and will particularly affect residents traveling to BGC, Makati, or the Bay Area. This closure and subsequent rehabilitation emphasizes the need for timely planning by residents and businesses in the affected areas to mitigate the impacts of traffic and housing shifts. One anticipated effect may be an increase in demand for housing rentals in Makati and Taguig, particularly for condominiums and dormitory spaces across various price ranges. Companies may need to implement more hybrid work arrangements and modify work schedules in response to the worsening traffic situation caused by the bridge closure. People and businesses can't help but to adapt to changes and effects wrought by such things as long-term closures of roads and bridges in Metro Manila, or else live or find jobs elsewhere. And finally, the NCAP is back. Should all drivers be worried? The NCAP is back in effect following a Supreme Court decision with enforcement beginning on May 26. The SC decision applies to major roads such as EDSA, C5 Road, Commonwealth Avenue, Ortigas Avenue, and Ross Boulevard under the MMDA's jurisdiction. C1 Recto, C2 Mendoza, President Quirino Avenue, C3 Araneta Avenue, C4 EDSA, C5 CP Garcia Katipunan Avenue, Tandang Sora, R1 Ross Boulevard, R2 Taft Avenue, R3 South Superhighway, R4 Shaw Boulevard, R5 Ortigas Avenue, R6 Magsaysay Boulevard, Aurora Boulevard, R7 Quezon Avenue, Commonwealth Avenue, R8 A Bonifacio, R9 Rizal Avenue, R10 Delpan, Marcos Highway, MacArthur Highway. LGUs can still enforce their version of NCAP. The policy relies on CCTV cameras and digital technologies to monitor and enforce traffic rules without direct contact between motorists and traffic enforcers. NCAP aims to promote adherence to traffic laws due to the fear of being recorded and penalized. Prior implementation reportedly led to decreased traffic violations and accidents. However, before its suspension, many complained of incorrect attribution of fines if vehicle ownership records are outdated, leading to fines imposed on previous owners. Also, many complained of not receiving notices, leading to compounded interest for unpaid fines. Meanwhile, the MMDA has established a way for motorists to contest online NCAP notices of violations. Many of the criticisms and complaints against NCAP really remain unresolved. The MMDA needs to do more to ensure the public will finally trust the system to fairly and significantly improve traffic discipline and road safety in Metro Manila. The latest developments in transportation and traffic management are certainly significant. Up next, Motoring Forum takes a deeper look into one noteworthy issue that should affect motorists and motoring. Is there anyone to rightly blame for the canceled Makati subway project? This edition of Motoring Forum tackles this question. The cancellation of the multi-billion peso Makati subway project is seen by many as a major blow to improving public transport in Metro Manila. This has led to questions on who might be responsible. The Makati subway was planned as an underground train line to connect important areas in the Makati Business District. It was set to have 7 stations, linking with the MRT-3 and the Pasig River Ferry. It was also meant to connect with the Metro Manila subway through a shared station, making transfers easier. The project was a partnership between the Makati City government and a private group led by Philippine Infradev Holdings. However, the project faced uncertainty after a Supreme Court decision transferred control of several key areas from Makati to Taguig. This raised concerns for the private partner about the future of the project. In the end, Philippine Infradev Holdings withdrew from the project, leading to its cancellation in May 2025. After the cancellation, Taguig City Mayor Lani Cayetano said Taguig should not be blamed. She explained that there was no proper coordination between the two cities about the railway plan. Mayor Cayetano said that open communication and planning are very important for big projects like this. She also expressed willingness to work with different groups to find transport solutions that help commuters. But some wonder if this willingness includes active cooperation within the Makati City government. Real cooperation should start early in the planning stages, not just when problems arise. After the project was canceled, Makati Mayor Abby Binay said talks are ongoing with a new local partner to revive the train project within the city. It would be best if Makati and Taguig work together, using their strengths to build a better and more connected transport system. This would help not just the people of Makati and Taguig, but also improve mobility across Metro Manila. Instead of blaming each other, both cities should focus on working together with proper planning and cooperation. That's the only way to improve public transport and daily commuting for everyone. Both Taguig and Makati have a duty to show good leadership and be transparent in their actions. Makati City will have a new mayor for at least the next 3 years. And with this change in leadership, will there be improved coordination and cooperation on projects aimed at enhancing transportation options for the benefit of constituents? Let's hope so for the sake of commuters. Today's cars are getting smarter and safer. Still, the young need to be reminded now and then about how to be smart and safe on the road. Here's our Young Street Smart segment with a road safety reminder from Toyota Motor Philippines. If you are walking the sidewalks of the road, it is always better and safer kung ikaw ay nakaharap sa direksyon kung saan papunta ang traffic. This way, meron ka pang oras para iligtas ang sarili kung sakaling makita mo na may paparating na aksidente. Motoring these days can be stressful. Here's another paying chopper that will help avoid or alleviate stress out on the road.
Payong tsuper lang, kaibigan. Ako si Ka Jojo Martin, isang kapwa nyo tsuper. Maging maayos sa pananamit tuwing papasada.
Kung gusto natin makarami ng pasahero, gawin nating presentable ang ating mga sarili sa tuwing tayo ay magmamaneho. Ugaliing isuot ang uniform ng samahan ng iyong kinabibilangan kapag papasada sa daan. Iwasang magsuot ng mga pambahay na damit katulad ng sando at tsinelas kung ayaw mo ang pasahero ang magalit at umiwas.
Tandaan, kapag maayos ang kasuotan, pasahero ay iyong kaibigan. Ito po si Ka Jojo Martin, payong tsuper lang, kaibigan, mula sa isang kapwa nyo tsuper.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. Get ready, World of Motorsports is next.
In motorsports news, the first ever indoor Gymkhana Pilipinas practice event was a success, drawing 36 entries who took on the challenge of sliding around a tight technical course set inside a massive warehouse in Deparo, Caloocan. Paolo Macaraig delivered a flawless 43.64-second run to take both fastest time of day and top spot in the community class. Just hundredths of a second behind was Richard Sanchez, who clocked a 43.92-second run in the same class. Romel Aguilar rounded out the top three with 45.61. In the EG Cars Rentals One Make Gymkhana battle, veteran driver J.K. Pelayo came out on top with a 47.96-second drive. James Malubay followed in second with a personal best of 50.26 seconds, while Mark Lester Aquino settled for third with a 56.77. Joey Diriquito put in a strong performance in the electrified vehicle class, setting a respectable time of 50.28 seconds. In the Ket class, a special category for sponsors, VIPs, and officials, Kevin Puatu led the field with a best time of 44.78 seconds. Luis Moreno was a close behind with 46.37, while Toby Garcia took third with 46.41. In other motorsports news, organizers of the 2025 Ineos Super Sprint Series have released the provisional point standings of drivers and teams after 3 exciting rounds. On top of the Street 1 category, Zacarias Abenojar with 50 points from 1 win and 2 second-place finishes. Also scoring 50 points from a win and 2 second-place finishes is Radney Charles Rios, topping the Street 2 category. Radney Charles Rios also ruled the Street 3 category with 55 points from 2 wins and 1 second-place finish. Even after missing round 3 held at the Okada Manila, Guillen Cid remains atop the Amateur Street Plus 1 class with 40 points. Paul Andre Franco earned 38 points over 3 rounds atop Amateur Street Plus 2. Amateur Street Plus 3 has Santi Sarsosa leading with 40 points. Intermediate Street Plus 1 has Guillen Cid on top also with 40 points. Marvin Jason B. Matira dominated both Intermediate Street Plus 2 and 3, scoring 55 points in both categories. Atop Amateur Street Modified 1 is Mark Paul Lucido with 52 points. John Carl Staniel Bulilan's 37 points from 3 rounds was good enough for tops in Amateur Street Modified 2. Matt Frederick C. sits atop Amateur Street Modified 3 with 41 points. Mark Paul Lucido also leads Intermediate Street Modified 1 with 50 points. Raymond Almazora topped both Intermediate Street Modified 2 and 3 with 47 and 55 points respectively. Mark Paul Lucido rules Amateur Super Street 1 with 55 points. Mark Leo Legaspi sits atop Amateur Super Street 2 with 36. Nino Adriel Flores leads Amateur Super Sprint 3 with 34. In the Intermediate Super Street 1, it's Mark Paul Lucido again on top with a perfect 60 points. Marvin Jason Matira scored 40 points from just 2 rounds to top Intermediate Super Street 2 and just 38 points from the same 2 rounds to rule Intermediate Super Street 3. Alonso Marcos Lacambra topped Prepped A1 with 41 points, Ralph Cadiz prepped A2 with 50, and Raymond Almazora prepped A3 with 38. Prep B1 has G. Ordonez on top with 38. Prep B2 and B3, Jen Colina with 55 and 60 points respectively. Jen Ordonez also landed on top of Prep C1 with 38. Jen Colina dominated both Prep C2 and C3, scoring a perfect 60 points in the 2 categories. Ralph Cadiz scored just 28 points to lead Pro Class B1. Christopher Cos' 32 points was good enough to rule Pro Class B2. Alvin Dairit did better with 40 points to lead Pro Class B3. Red Vladimir Reyes sits atop the Pro Class C1 standings with 40. Vergel Rojas, Christopher Co, and Richard Gallardo share top spot in Pro Class C2, all scoring 20 points. Sandy Mendoza leads Pro Class C3 with 32 points. Paul Hizon Bangantangan rules Pro Class D1 with 40 points. Nino Adriel Flores Pro Class D1 with 35 points. And Mark Bayona and Richard Gallardo are tied atop the Pro Class D3, both with 20 points. Reyna Cejas topped Ladies Class 1, 2, and 3 categories with 55, 60 points, and 47 points respectively. Rod Mariano leads the EV class with 52 points.
There's plenty more to explore in the world of motorsports. Check out where Race Weekend takes us next. We are at Okada, Manila as Motorsport Carnival 2025 builds momentum for one of the biggest motorsport events of the year.
With Motorsport Carnivale, number one, we need a home. We need a home city, we need a home venue. Like mentioned, we only work with the best. We knocked on the door of Okada Manila and they opened their doors to us. And perfect combination, the biggest integrated resort in the country, situated in the first district ng city of Parañaque. So kami, we're very fortunate to be hosted by Okada Manila being our main sponsor of this event.
The partnership with Okada Manila continues to be invaluable because number one, the location. Number two, they have this Okada Manila Baywalk, Seaside Baywalk, where we can host different kinds of motorsports related activities. Okada Manila is such an asset. Aside from the fact that Okada Manila is a known entertainment center. So it's not just for you, me, mahilig sa kotse, but you can even have your families join. Now, For the question of whether this is going to be an annual event, yes, this is one of the things that Jo Marie and I agreed upon. We will now endeavor to have this on an annual basis. Not just once a year, but a few weekends a year. Akala namin, every 2 years, okay na. Pero hindi, there's an opportunity, there is interest to have this several times a year. So yes, the aim is for 2026 onwards. Tuloy-tuloy na to every year.
We are taking baby steps toward the goal of, bringing back the glory days. Number one, grassroots, slalom racing, karting for the young ones, classic, drag racing, rally racing. We're taking the steps to open up and unite everyone with the same goal. Pinaka-essential for me would be motorsport events back in the heart of Metro Manila. That's number one. Number two, entertainment. Ibalik yung entertainment na nandito sa atin. The formula is there. We're working with the best. And we only work with the best. And I think we can achieve that together.
We already have the rally component owing to the fact that Okada Manila will be the jump-off point for the AAP Rally of Lubang in June. Pero yes, now we have karting, we have slalom gymkhana, we have rallying, we have drag racing. Esports is also one thing that we are looking into para dito naman sa loob ng resort mismo. So yes, it's highly promising, and it's just a matter of time before you will all see these different race events happening in Okada Manila. What I'm saying is, instead of organizing just one type, we are able to spread over different weekends, different motorsport disciplines. That's what makes Motorsport Carnivale special, and that's what I find fulfilling.
Come join us, Motorsport Carnivale. We're here waiting for you. Automotive and motorsport enthusiasts. We have the venue, we have the platforms of any racing category that you need and you intend to join. So, on behalf of Ricky Deliaco, Motorsport Carnivale will be here to stay. Presented by Okada Manila.
From super sprint races to 90s car meets and drag showdowns, Motorsport Carnival is bringing fresh energy to the scene. Backed by Eliano Racing, AAP, and Okada Manila, this is the future of Philippine motorsports. That's all for this week's World of Motorsports. We'll return shortly after this brief break. Our featured car of the week will be presented next on Showcase. Mitsubishi appears confident that updates will boost sales for the Mirage G4. Mitsubishi invites customers to visit any dealership for a closer look and a test drive of the refreshed Mirage G4.
With its dynamic aesthetics, decent safety features, and fuel-efficient engineering, the Mirage G4 has become a popular choice for those seeking an affordable daily drive that doesn't compromise on style or performance. The Mitsubishi Mirage G4 already exudes a dynamic look characterized by clean lines and subtle curves. Now Mitsubishi has introduced a refreshed Mirage G4 featuring key improvements. Mitsubishi was clear about the motivation behind the rollout.
For 2025, the Mirage G4 gets cosmetic and safety updates to keep its competitiveness as the best option for a daily commuter, especially for our first-time car buyers.
One of the updates for the 2025 model year includes sleek LED projector headlights and LED taillights, available for the GLX CVT and GLS CVT variants.
It is now made sleeker by way of its LED projector headlights and daytime running lights, with Mitsubishi Motors signature dynamic shield fascia and new LED taillights. Also, its stylish 15-inch wheels are now finished in two-tone. More importantly, it gets safety upgrades to help and provide more confidence for the new drivers, with active stability control and hill start assist across its variant, even including the entry-level GLX manual transmission.
One of the key visual elements that Mitsubishi emphasizes is the dynamic shield. This design illustrates power and protection, featuring a bold front fascia with a structured grille and bumper. Step inside the Mirage G4 and you'll find a spacious cabin designed to accommodate 5 passengers. The GLS variants feature a leather-wrapped, tiltable 3-spoke steering wheel with integrated controls for audio and hands-free smartphone operation, ensuring a comfortable and convenient driving experience. The G4 boasts a user-friendly infotainment system with a 7-inch touchscreen, Bluetooth compatibility, and Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, enhancing both convenience and entertainment on the road. Powering the Mirage G4 is an efficient 1.2-liter gasoline engine paired with a smooth shifting continuously variable transmission. The entry-level G4 variant comes with a manual transmission. The engine generates a maximum output of 78 PS at 6,000 RPM and a practical torque of 100 Nm at 4,000 RPM, balancing performance with fuel economy. The suspension system, featuring a front McPherson strut with a coil spring and torsion beam in the rear, promises a comfortable ride on various terrains.
We invite you to visit your nearest Mitsubishi Motors dealership to test drive the updated Mitsubishi Mirage G4 and any of our other vehicle models.
The Mirage G4 is an attractive, efficient, and user-friendly vehicle, making it an excellent choice for those in search of a reliable, everyday car.
Welcome back to Motoring Today, where we shift gears and dive into the latest from the auto industry.
Land Rover Philippines has formally launched 2 highly exclusive models that exemplify luxury and performance: the Land Rover Defender Octa and Range Rover Sport SV Edition 2. The Defender Octa, priced at 24.59 million pesos, is the range-topping variant designed for those who seek unparalleled off-road prowess and high performance. The Defender Octa is powered by a robust 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8 engine sourced from BMW, generating an impressive 626 horsepower and 750 Nm of torque, allowing it to accelerate from 0 to 100 km per hour in just 4.0 seconds.
I guess really it's just how different the car is to a regular Defender. Because of what we've done with the suspension, we've really given this car a totally different feel and almost a different character, because it's now a Defender like on steroids. This thing is just ready to go. Huge amount of power, huge amount of drivability. So it's very different. Superb car.
Land Rover also rolled out the Range Rover Sport SV Edition 2, an exclusive model with a global production limit of just 2,500 units. Priced at 32.49 million pesos, the SV Edition 2 is also powered by a 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8 engine, ensuring a thrilling driving experience. The Land Rover Defender Octa and Range Rover Sport SV Edition 2 showcase the perfect blend of luxury, performance, and off-road capability. Toyota Motor Philippines reignited the excitement of street circuit racing with Race Weekend 2 of the 2025 Toyota Gazoo Racing Philippine Cup held on the streets of Villar City, marking the series' return to street circuit racing for the first time since 2018.
Well, it's been 7 years since our last street circuit, and we are glad to bring it closer to the metro. And from the event itself, we were able to gather several people from around the metro and even towards the borders of Region 4. And it has been a crazy weekend. We've got action-packed racing, we've got our side activities, and we've got everyone enjoying. So it has been a great success for us.
Spanning over 2 days, the TGR Race Weekend kicked off with qualifying in the first sprint race on Saturday, followed by the second and third sprint races on Sunday. Both days also featured drag races and exhibitions from car clubs and Gymkhana. Thousands showed for the event where they not only enjoyed catching the high-speed action on the street circuit, but also participated in various side attractions, including vehicle displays, test drives, sim racing rigs, food vendors, official GR merchandise, and live entertainment.
This is a festival or a celebration of all things racing and motorsports. So right when you enter the venue, you can see our impressive track that we have built specifically for this event, and then some family-friendly attractions for our guests to experience. So we have our car displays of our Gazoo Racing models, and as well as all our other Toyota models that are for sale and currently being offered with special promos just for this event.
It was a great weekend, a street race for the TGR Philippine Cup here at Villar City. Exciting, probably the biggest motorsports event in Philippine history. So I'm really glad to have been a part of it. So bonus na to.
It was, as Hashimoto-san said, our president, he said that just hearing the crowds shouting, screaming, feeling the excitement from them is a feeling that's brand new to him. And to us, it has also reached a new standard that we would like to follow up as well.
Race Weekend 3 of the TGP Philippine Cup will be held in August. Hyundai Motor Philippines has rolled out the all-new Creta N line as well as a refreshed version of the previous generation subcompact crossover. The rollout of the all-new Hyundai Creta N line was held at the Lake Hall in Santa Rosa, Laguna.
Today we're here at Lake Hall, Santa Rosa, Laguna, where Hyundai Motor Philippines launched the new Hyundai Creta. The new Hyundai Creta actually has new refinements from the interior to the exterior. It also now carries an N-line product or variant that is equipped with performance capabilities. The all-new one is the N-Line, which now has a 1.5-liter turbo engine, but the regular Creta is a refreshed version.
The Creta made its global debut back in 2014 and was first introduced to the Philippine market in 2022.
Since its launch or introduction here in the Philippines in 2022, it has been well received by many Filipinos, especially young professionals and those who are on the go. Now, the new Creta is bolder and it carries a more bolder and sleeker look, perfect for those young professionals and those who are seeking for an adventure. It also carries Hyundai's design language, sensuous sportiness, and you'll notice the changes starting from the exterior.
New Hyundai Creta is now available nationwide in all Hyundai Motor dealerships, and we encourage everyone to visit your nearest dealership and test drive a new Creta.
And to follow Hyundai Motor Philippines on Facebook and Instagram for the latest news and updates.
AutoIndustria.com is celebrating its 25th anniversary this year and invited auto enthusiast friends to a car meet at Ayala Manila Bay as a precursor to a grand celebration in September.
We're celebrating our 25th year this year. This is our primer to the grand celebration in September. We wanted to throw a party, but of course, we tell people not to drink and drive. So we won't let them drink and drive, so we'll just get them all together, we'll have a meet, and thankfully, Ayala Malls Manila Bay was gracious enough to host us, so we got everyone together, invited some car groups, some friends together. I just told them, and they all showed up.
That's it this week on Motoring Today. Thank you for joining us. Make sure to visit our website and follow us on social media for the latest updates in motoring.
Until next week here on Motoring Today, now on its 38th year of service to the general motoring public with a steadfast commitment to promote road safety. In honor of our dad, Butch Gamboa, I'm Wee Gamboa.
And I'm Tid Gamboa.
Happy motoring!